Welcome to a DropTent media production.
Geoff in the mirror on some non-stop chops. I'm gonna leave it in the beef upon the floor, drop bars. I'm stop around Mars cause the damn dark guns
Podcasters, intro that rhymes. Real podcasters, this intro doesn't rhyme. What's up, boys?
What's up, fellas? It's us, DJ Jazzy Geoff, and the Rust Master himself, bringing the funk.
I'm still working on my masters. I'm Rust Bachelors, baby. Don't tell my girlfriend. Don't tell my girlfriend.
Rust Bachelors?
I didn't qualify for my masters, dude.
Dude, I thought you meant like that was your nickname if you were on the show The Bachelor. Like if you were like, is that Rust Bachelor? And I was like, it's Rust, right? And you're like, that's not a good ring.
I got so many fucking Bachelor chips on my fucking shoulder, dude. They call me Rust Bachelors, dude.
Is that a thing? Is chips?
Yeah.
Chips a thing in The Bachelor?
Yeah, I assume that they got like championships, dude.
Wait, hold on your shoulder?
Yeah, you wear the belt on your shoulder, right? Isn't that a thing people say? You got chips on your shoulder? Oh, no, chip on your shoulder is a different thing. Oh,
no,
man.
Dude, if you win The Bachelor, you get a trophy. You don't get a belt, idiot.
Well, that's a woman. It's a trophy wife, but, you know.
I don't know. I didn't think about that. What sucks, though, about trophy wives is that other people could potentially take your trophy. You know, and then
it's the only competition that you could like actually lose your first place in. Like they can, in retrospect, be like, "Ooh, you were juicing," and by juicing I mean hitting her.
It's probably easier to take someone's trophy wife than it is to take their trophy and then like re-engrave the plate. You know what I mean? Instead of just being like, "No, my name's on it," you'd be like, "This is just mine now. This is mine. She's mine." Like
my brother,
Scottie Pippen's wife.
That happened.
Dog.
Who was Scottie Pippen's wife? Was that Sierra?
Just some girl. No, it's Russell Wilson. Just some woman who's like, you know, definitely has plastic surgery. But like, the story is, and it's just so baller because people always use the meme where it's like, you think you're toxic? Nobody's more toxic than Future. Future tried to ask Scottie Pippen for an autograph as a kid, and Scottie Pippen said, "Nah, kid, I don't got the time." So he grew up and slept with his wife, and now they're getting a divorce.
Damn.
Dude, Future's hella toxic. Like that dude is. That dude was like, "Excuse me, you don't have the time? Well, guess you don't have the time for your wife either. Guess who scheduled it?"
It's all right. I don't need your autograph. I wrote my name on the box like a homeless guy. So,
dude, I think it's one of the biggest comps ever. Future. That's the second biggest accomplishment because I still think rhyming adrenaline and liability in Mask Off is still one of the most impressive things he's ever done.
Wait, he did that?
Yeah. Remember when he says, boosting my adrenaline, or he says, "That's a liability. Mask Off, boosting my adrenaline." And you're like, none of those words you said rhyme, but if you mumble them enough, I'm sure they do.
All right. So I give mumble rappers the benefit of the doubt too much. All right, because I hear a line like that.
Ev. Relax, call off the dogs, brother. He was so fat.
Yo, I hate mumble rap.
Look at you see his position.
Oh my god,
like, bro, bring on mumble rap. I dare you.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I've never seen Evan triggered more than anything else on the show than mumble rap. He's like, dude, if I don't hear precise dictation, what is it? Is that it?
Yeah, it would be yeah, more or less.
Emphasis or I don't know what the fuck it thing. I'm not smart enough.
Pronunciation of everything. I want something that's going to be clear. One of my favorite rappers is Lupe Fiasco, and that's what he's known for. So.
Ooh.
He's got a nice song or two.
His first couple albums are so good.
Even his new stuff's pretty damn good.
I like
too.
how I brought up mumble rap and like the needle scratched on his Nas record, like
right, the one that's playing in my head since I've been a kid.
Words I Never Said is a banger. I will say by Lupe, Words I Never Said is a banger.
That's his poppier stuff too, and that's still good. I like it. Yeah.
I think whatever that Lazer album was the only thing I listened to when I was in like 9th grade. I was like, Lupe Fiasco is fire, and then I heard him like come at Kid Cudi one time, and I was like, dude, you're fucking a loser, bro.
All right, so Lupe lost his mind. This was like 10 years ago now, I think. I was a big Lupe fan. Like as soon as you said Lupe, Switch started playing in my head, and I wanted to talk about teaching kids to respect women and stuff like that. Because that's what Lupe did best. Rapping about teaching dudes to respect bitches. He was great at that.
But don't
then
you think? Yeah, I'll let you finish. I'll let you finish.
no.
That's all right.
So 10 years ago, I think his platform went to his head and he started to feel like some kind of like black guilt on not doing enough for his people.
Yeah, there was a time where he did that. It was bad.
10 years ago, his birthday party was anti-American themed. There was no alcohol allowed, no women allowed, and like, oh man, there was some other weird ass thing about it. And like a bunch of celebrities were like, yeah, no, that was a complete waste of my weekend. I can do whatever I want. So the fact that I had to go to Lupe Fiasco's house and just
go to Lupe Fiasco's
sober with a bunch of dudes. Yeah.
What the fuck, dude? Listen, man, I'll tell you right now, I hate America. So let's hang out with a bunch of dudes.
Hey, don't even get me started on one of my
thing?
my other favorite rappers, Andre 3000. That dude's fucking.
I love that dude.
I love him, but he
First
is
of all,
next level out of his mind.
Well, Erykah
great
Badu's
actor.
vagina is like a Rick Sanchez portal, and that took him to some sort of
Different worlds.
I don't know.
He saw things. For sure.
Him and Common are just like ass to ass in one of those Superman like panels. You know what I mean? Floating through space.
Dude, when you're fucking elite like Andre 3000 is, and you have all the access to all the drugs and in the world, I mean, are you gonna be the same? Or are you gonna be a little different when you walk through that fucking wormhole? Because I think it's natural. I think Andre 3000 was like, dude, like thinking of coming up with that name, like to be like, he came up with like a fucking gamer tag. Like he was like, dude, Andre 1 was taken, but I guess I'll be Andre 3000. And you're like, all right. I mean, what do you mean?
Did
like,
you
that's
try
the
the other numbers or?
That was the year he was born, dude. He was just like, I was born in the fucking future, dude. I was Andre 3000.
No, but Lupe Lupe, I swear to God, on a verse goes.
I love that we're talking about rap right now because we are the most qualified to do this.
Oh, I mean, we're not unqualified.
We're not
I
unqualified.
did a lot of poetry courses in college, actually.
And you're helping your case. Yeah, no. Oh, God.
No, dude.
Somebody
Lupe
flick their hair
literally-
like Justin Bieber and we'll complete this fucking
I cut my hair.
Whiteness.
Fuck.
You got the longest hair now.
I do, dude. I gotta get
Shit, my
I'm
hair
thinking
was
about
so
getting it
long 2 weeks ago.
trimmed. Just because I'm getting like mullet vibes in the back, dude. Like I got like hella mullet vibes in the back. However, I kind of like it when I wear a hat and it kind of flares out. And I look like a guy who looked like he like skateboarded once or twice.
Brian
You look like
Sheckler.
if Theo Vaughn stuck with the challenge.
Or do I look like Theo Vaughn and CT had a baby?
No,
I tried and it didn't work.
you look like a baby had the body type of current CT.
I don't look like
some,
a baby.
like some
in
sort
any
of
way.
dad who's stuck on the beach and wearing a diaper of sorts.
I don't think I look like a
Right.
baby in even the least bit, if I'm being honest with you. I feel like I'm pretty powerful with the facial hair, all right? My girlfriend thinks my hair is jet black. It is not, but it is what it is.
Oh,
My hair
man,
is brown.
you got a cute little salt and pepper chin.
I got the salt and pepper chin for show. Actually, I had a girl. Wait, this is so bad because this is just like a time my insecurity like fucking like jumped down someone's throat because this girl was like trying to be nice and we were like with other people and she was like, I really like the salt and pepper look. And I was like, yo, chill out with that shit. And she was like, it was a compliment. And I was like, kind of feels like taking a dig at me. And like, and I feel like I made the whole room really uncomfortable. But I was so insecure that I was like, yo, knock that shit off, dog.
Well, I mean, how old were you? What, you're like your mid-20s, right? You're hearing
I mean, it
that.
doesn't
You're
matter.
Like, what the
I'm
fuck?
24 right now. Like, it doesn't matter.
No,
like,
you're not. Yeah, right. You're mid-20s right now. You're not supposed to hear that. I could only imagine what
24.
Steve Martin felt at every party he went to at 17 years old with white hair. Oh, I really like that look, Grandpa.
Dude, people just assume. Do you know how hard it is to walk around with a fucking mask on all day, dude? Just this all day long. Just my goddamn eyes. Got like a hat on, and people just see like evil Batman all day, and
Ninja.
they're fucking.
It's like a
Yeah,
ninja.
they don't like. They
You
don't
look like a skinhead ninja. I
Bad
don't know.
ninja.
Something
really-
about that.
A really
Like you're
bad
wearing a
ninja.
flesh-colored ninja outfit, dude.
I look like I was in American History X, but also super high at the same time.
Japanese History X. The unknown samurai white supremacists. That's why that movie, The Last Samurai, that's why they cast a white guy. Because there was a secret faction.
The most disrespectful is Matt Damon in The Great Wall of China being the savior of China, and you're like, oh, bro, we can't be doing this.
Didn't Brad Pitt play the Mexican, though?
I don't know. I know that he played Troy, which I can almost guarantee you there was no way he was white. You know, I feel like was he though? Was Achilles white? I don't know.
I just saw a post from like a spouse of a comic that we know, about like stained glass windows, and I guess they work in stained glass, and they're like, hey, now that we're getting rid of all these Confederate statues,
already,
yeah,
but
maybe. But they're like, now that we are getting rid of all these Confederate statues, these racist statues, we got to get rid of these racist Jesus stained glasses. Like she's trying to campaign to take down all the white Jesuses, and I'm like, yo, you're in the pocket of big stained glass for sure. Do you know how much white Jesus there is in the world? Like even into like China, they have white Jesus.
Jesus is everywhere. Here's my thing: set your bar a little higher.
Did you say Jesus is everywhere?
Yeah, he's everywhere. He's always with us.
Yeah, man, Jesus walks with me always, and he's always white. Now that you mention it,
he's actually shaking my chain right now because he's sitting on my lap. But no, dude.
Jesus could assume any form. Jesus could assume the form of a Muslim dog if he wanted to. So
people taking down statues. I mean, that's a ballin' move. You got to get a group because no one person can do it. You got to get rope and materials. Let's knock out all the stained glass windows. All right, bro. What are you going to do? Throw a stapler through it? I mean, it's not fucking hard. Why don't you pick something? Dude, glass isn't something that we're worried about. We're worried about the fucking cement and iron and titanium statues that are out there that we're like, I mean, heavy presence over here. Heavy presence.
It's stained glass, dude. Fucking put some food dye on his skin. You can make those Jesuses black like that, dude.
We have paint. I mean, I don't know. I've used paint before.
Restain Jesus.
I'm gonna level you.
Stained Jesuses.
I would actually prefer a super Japanese Jesus. I think that would be my favorite Jesus.
Kabuki Jesus?
Yeah, dude, Ricky Bobby. Oh, yo, dear baby Jesus. I say whatever Jesus I like because that's what I like. I want to go Japanese Jesus. That's what I want because, dude, he's already got the long hair. He's got the beard. He's a ponytail away from being a goddamn samurai.
Japanese?
You know what I mean?
Hey,
Japanese.
Steve Aoki could play him in a movie.
No,
Steve
he
Aoki.
looks like it.
He's fat. I'm willing to accept that Jesus is Japanese, but he's not fat, okay?
He wasn't always fat, all right? Steve Aoki wasn't always fat.
He stopped throwing the cakes and he started to eat them, all right? And not only that, he's too old looking. He's about 4 years away from a retirement home. Can't have that. Jesus is a young, immortal guy. I'd say around 29, 34.
A young, immortal looking guy, like...
Yeah, dude, who wants to be immortal at 80 years old? Like, if they're like, do you want to be immortal? You'd be like, I would fucking 60 years ago, but I'm now.
You don't look old, dude. You look immortal. You look like you've been alive for so long, dude.
I would be so good in a vampire movie. Like, just as one of the dudes who's like, dude, for real? You look at these fucking canines, dog? Look at these fucking canines right there, dude. They're sharp as shit.
You kind of look like a werewolf, like an out of shape werewolf, like a werewolf who the neighborhood has been feeding. Like the neighborhood puts out food for the werewolf. He doesn't have to hunt anymore.
I look like a werewolf who's really into IPAs. I think that's
light IPAs.
Just I exclusively drink like Victory Dirt Wolf. I'm like that's my go-to choice. I don't know.
Oh,
dude, I'm drinking this fucking beer. We just signed a new brewery to Hunterdon, and people have been hot for it. And I'll tell you right now, I'm a big fan of their names and artwork. Just got the Three Floyds Lazer Snake, and dude,
Laser Snake, you say?
I am super into the Laser Snake, baby. Dude, we got what was it? We got Laser Snake, Alpha King, Zombie Dust, and like Gumball Head, which that one's kind of, I guess, for the kids.
Zombie Dust sounds like ketamine.
I had Zombie Dust back in the day because apparently like it wasn't distributed in New Jersey, and this like liquor store was like got it from a friend and then tried to sell it, and like we had a rep come in and was like, you legally are not allowed to do this, like you could get like really fined. And then he was like, I didn't know that, you just take it so I don't get fined. And then the dude was like, haha, this guy just gave me this beer, you want it? Like it's so hard to get. And I was like, oh awesome. Like, we just started drinking them, and like 2 years later we signed them, and I was like, I remember that fucking beer, dude. But dude, fucking I'm drinking Laser Snake right now.
I like how you sounded like a dad trying to connect with their druggy kid, like, you're smoking pot? Yeah, I used to do a little Zombie Dust back in the day, a couple years ago. Me and my boys would hit the Laser Snake, if you know what I mean. I don't know if the kids still do that. The kids still hitting the Laser Snake? I've
smoked more Laser Snake on accident than you kids have on purpose. I smoked Laser Snake on the regs.
When I was a kid, I grew up across the street from a gynecologist office, and we didn't think anything of it.
And Rusty got binoculars for it.
Mom, I want the telescope for Christmas, please. I want the
Rusty-
telescope for
Rusty was
Christmas,
just-
please.
Rusty was just fucking Shia LaBeouf in Disturbia, except it wasn't a neighbor across the street. It was everybody's neighbor.
I don't know. Something about
Hey,
watching.
check out all the girls next door.
What towns are you not allowed in, Rusty? That's my question now, and probably everybody else listening.
Well, the thing was, all right. So we actually didn't really know what a gynecologist was. We could read the sign, and we would go behind because they closed at 5. So we'd go behind there at 5 and start smoking weed, and we would hit each other up, go knock on doors and be like, "Yo, you trying to hit the gyne?" Like a bunch of fucking 13-year-old kids. And I'm like, "Yo, you trying to hit the gyne real fast?"
It is weird that Rusty put the guy in gynecologist. Hey, there's not supposed to be any men in here. Oh, it's in the title. You got to have at least one. I'm going to be a chaperone.
Yeah, dude.
Oh
So,
my
you and your
God.
boys go and hit the gyne, smoke down some
You
laser
would
snake.
smoke behind the gynecology office? That's so fucking tight.
So
We
there's
smoke
wood,
at the
there's woods
abandoned
behind
house,
there,
that's it.
right? There was woods that you could walk through to get to the Walgreens if you wanted to. Sometimes I would bring 2 liters of Pepsi to school because that was pretty cool.
Woods.
Yeah. The what? You knew.
That ain't my first rodeo around an old gynecologist office.
So I was behind the guy and smoking by myself, and I guess the doctor was behind on his billing or vagina taxes or whatever gynecologists have to do, and so he was staying late at work, and he came out back, and I'm just sitting there smoking, dude, and he was like, "What the fuck are you doing back here? This is a private business." And I was like, I'm taking a horticulture class, and I came back here to check out the plant life in the woods surrounding the area. So, just taking some notes." And he was like, "Well, you can't do that here. There's women coming for private meetings, okay?" And I was like, "Well, I'm not gonna, you don't think I'm gonna, I don't know."
And then you gave him a high five when he said private women are meeting here. And you're like, dude, oh my God, multiples? That's insane.
Multiples?
Dude, multiple
No,
women
dude,
appointments?
Well, I didn't think about it at the time, but yeah, no, I was just a creepy little kid hanging out behind the gynecologist office. I was like, "Whew, I almost got caught smoking weed," and he's just like, "Yo, this little perv is going through the placenta dumpster. What's going
Oh
on?"
my God. Yeah, that's I don't know, the worst of looks. I think the only thing that could have been worse is if you were in the back of a Chinese restaurant. They were like, "Don't look in the dumpsters." You're like, all right, yeah, whatever.
Yo, Chinese restaurant / gynecologist.
Dude, I swear that's how it is. In Glassboro, they have the Hops and Grapes liquor store, and then they have a nail salon, a Japanese restaurant, and a laundromat. And I swear to God, there's interconnecting hotel doors that they just go in between all three. I swear to God, I've seen every single the one girl was in every single store, and I was like, how did
you run
possibly...
a relay through them?
Dude, she never left the store. She just kept cycling through. She was like, I gotta do my wash, but then I'm hungry, but I gotta get my nails done. I do have an appointment later. You could hit a fucking triple crown in that bitch.
Dude, I thought you literally meant there was an abortion clinic in there.
I wouldn't be surprised. They make us leave at 9 on the dot. On the dot. I know you're thinking you're a waiter. You're probably like, all right, well, we're gonna be closing up soon. So, nah. At Tomo, bro, they're like,
oh, I know Tomo.
Yeah, in Glassboro, right by
I went to Rowan.
Grapes. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Those three. They own that plaza.
That's
own
where
that
I
whole
went
plaza.
and snuck into people's unlocked cars and smoked weed in their cars.
No, not right there.
No, Rowan though, Glassboro.
Oh yeah, Rowan. Yeah. I was just saying 9. Fucking. There's no way you did that. Are you kidding me? In right there near the shop, right, and Wawa and all the fucking.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I think maybe I have bad karma or something. I was sneaking into gynecologists, smoking in people's cars. Yeah, and now it's coming back to bite me because I'm getting treated like a gamer girl on the internet.
What happened?
Did you tell Evan?
What happened?
I did tell Evan. I sent him a screenshot. For those listening who know a little bit about me, I love playing Overwatch. I have a team.
Let me just stop you for a second, and let me just preface this really quickly. Rusty is a survivor, and what he's about to say is super brave, and I want everyone to be respectful of that. Please go.
I love you, Rusty.
I was
we
playing
all love
on.
you.
I met these guys online in a group that was looking for teammates for Overwatch, and they all seemed really nice, and they were pretty good. And they made me captain. I was the in-game leader, and this one guy, he goes by Jack Blondie. He would always be like, "Guys, listen to Got Him. Everybody listen to Got Him." And I would say things like, I'd be like, "Yo, I made that guy my bitch," and Jack would be like, "Ooh, me next." And I didn't think anything of it because I'm not a fucking homophobe, dude. Like, you know. And besides, you're
letting him express himself.
If someone sounds gay, like, you know, they can sound however they want, and I accept
your teammate.
Yeah,
That's your
dude.
Teammate. You're being a good leader.
Yeah, exactly. And so we've been playing together for a few months, and we're getting some good games in. And the other day I woke up to a message. Evan, I don't know if you have a way to put what I sent you on screen.
Oh, you want me to? I didn't want to show names or anything.
Oh, I mean, well, he's my abuser, so I mean, I'll call him out.
Here's the deal. Put his name out there.
Fine enough. Yeah, going on.
Because here's the deal. He's actually, if anything, also offered a pretty sweet deal.
Yeah, no, if anybody out there looks like me, get in contact. I'm willing to do some sort of arrangement, some sort of.
They don't have to look like you. They don't have to look like you. But please finish your story so people know what the fuck you're talking about. But like,
so I woke up to this message. You'll get paid. Weird proposition, but it's a major turn on to get pics of guys I game with. $150 for dick pic showing your face, or a vid of 5-minute jack off vid, $500. I'm working again and finally have cash to burn. Think about it, $100 per minute. Can we break this down? First off, this guy only wanted me to be captain because he's some sort of weird sub. Second, $500 for jack off vid. I don't know if I want to pace myself.
It's a pretty good deal, dude. Would you have to? My question would be: is it $100 a minute? Because like
that's the part that makes me mad, dude. Because he thinks I'm a dumb slut, dude. He thinks I'm a dumb slut. He went out of his way to tell me how much per minute $500 for 5 minutes is. He's like, hey, I know you can't count, you dumb slut, but I'm willing to pay you the big bucks. Fuck that, dude.
You don't have to look like Rusty. You could just game with this guy. Like if you were a gay and you wanted to just game with this guy, you could make a killing.
You don't even have to be gay, dude.
Make a killing. Yeah, but I feel like you're more open to it, probably.
Yeah, well, definitely.
Yeah, if you watch it on YouTube, it's
like,
up on the screen there, bottom left here, kind of zoomed in a bit. Yeah, that's exciting to read.
Now, Evan, here's what I said. I said, brother, go look up a dick pic and just send it to him. Just send, dude. Make a quick 150. Make a quick $500.
Wait,
do it.
Hold on.
Don't ever talk about this guy again.
My room. So he knows what I look like because we met on the internet on Facebook, right? But my roommate is big black former.
The internet is nonsense. Yeah. You should say when talking about your abuser. I mean, listen. We met on the internet.
Everybody be somewhere, man.
This. It's like, dude, you're literally like, you're literally like the
video games are predicated on meeting on the internet.
But I didn't want to go on the date, but I went on the date. Like you're that right now, where it's like, well, you didn't have to go. And you're like, no, I did.
I was hungry. Yo, it really is. I really did go for a free meal. I was like, wait, you're telling me you're a diamond ranked healer? We might be able to work something out.
See, I'm actually more impressed with a diamond ranked DPS character, if I'm being honest with you. I think being a tank and healer are easier to achieve higher levels.
I disagree.
I mean, the meta has changed, but I'll tell you right now, I was the strongest as a tank player easily. My highest rank was a tank player. I don't know if it was my best character.
You just need to make sure you have a tank who's gonna win. That's all. If you needed to play tank, it's like, I might not have the strongest arm, but if I saw the routes, like maybe I should play quarterback because it's better than the guy who's just throwing it out of the, whatever. I don't know.
Dude, that guy doesn't like Madden. Stop talking about that bullshit. He's not going to like this. Go back to Overwatch. He wants to get on that deck.
Yo, he did want to check out the cast. I never sent him the name of it, but I hope that he finds it. I hope he finds this. And he's in Texas. If anyone's looking to hire a gay guy named Eric in Texas, maybe think twice about it. Maybe think twice about it.
Stop. We need to delete this podcast. You did not say he was from Texas. All right, Evan, do not put his name out there at all. Okay, stop. This was a game, and it's gone too far. Okay, I did not know he was a gay guy from Texas. That is a little more problematic, and I don't want to ruin somebody's life. Okay, if you smoke weed in Texas, it's basically the death sentence. Okay, they don't give a fun.
I think he's
there.
I think he's like in Austin. I think he's fine. I think he's with
they
the
got
South
great
by
cuisine over there. I think.
Yeah, no, they do. I think he's eating well. Actually, I could probably take him up on that date now. No, I'm uncomfortable because here's it's a 10-person team. There's 4 chicks on it, dude, and I hate to sound like one of those fucking incels.
Team?
Yeah, but if I hit one of them up and was like, "Hey, guess what? I play better when I know what your nipples look like. So why don't you send me those?" Like that would be a problem.
It would be. Here's the thing, and I don't want to. I want to quote something that I heard recently. Men's rights isn't a thing. So, and I think somebody said that dead serious. They're like, "Yeah, no, men's rights isn't a thing," and I go, "Hell of a point. Hell of a point."
We talked about it last week, dude. We're the invisible minority,
dude. No, no. It's been hard for us recently. We don't like this.
Not even. We're doing fine. We're doing. And no. Hey, if I wanted to like try to fucking contact this guy's employers or whatever, like I could fucking do that shit. I don't care. I'm just not going to play with them because
gamer guy on gamer guy. It's a pretty even physicality matchup. You're not in any danger. A lot of the times, man versus woman, it could be a threatening guy in power. It could be somebody who's using that to their advantage. The woman feels uncomfortable, maybe not safe. You play video games. He plays video games enough where you guys are high levels. You don't go outside and do any activities. Okay, it's a pretty even matchup. And I know you have a jiu-jitsu background. I'm honestly taking you in the bet. I'm taking you in the bet.
You think so, dude? He is from Texas. He's probably got a couple guns, right?
No, but in a fair fight, dude, I'd say you're a minus 210 favorite.
I would think I'd be a little better, but okay, I'll take that.
Minus 210. That's Dustin Poirier's favoritism over Dan Hooker, and I feel like that's pretty damn good.
All right.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Take that fight, by the way.
I think so too.
Like real.
Oh yeah.
I think he has it.
Yo, if Hooker got a knockout, that would be so special.
It is interesting to me though that Dan Hooker has knocked out Gilbert Burns. I will say.
How long ago was that though?
Not that long ago.
No.
Not that long ago.
You know what? That's what I thought because that's what when Gilbert Burns was going into the fight with Ferguson, I was thinking to myself, didn't Burns just get beat not too long ago? So yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of. Yeah. Okay.
I think Dan Hooker's a hell of a guy. I think his body type though looks like he should be fighting at like 145 though.
Yeah.
Didn't he used to?
Maybe. I don't know. He knocked out Gilbert Burns at 155 though, and Gilbert Burns now fights at 170. So.
Yeah, but and we don't have to get into the nitty gritty of brain hydration, but like there is the argument that it's easier to knock a big guy out at a lower weight class, like especially like Gilbert's got like a Colella dome, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd say his is better. He's got a lot of information up there. I got a little bit of an echo up in my head. I'm not great. About to finally graduate college at 20.
Muscle memory, you'll never forget.
Baby.
Yeah, they call my body 9/11 because you'll never forget.
I like that line I had earlier. I don't know you guys like that one where I said to Evan about pooping. Dude, my butthole's seen more shit than a World War II veteran. I like that one. That one was for Daddy.
I feel like Vietnam was worse.
Have you seen more shit than World War II? I mean, it was the worlds colliding.
Yeah, but like Vietnam, they were in the woods and shit.
Yeah, no, I really think the only way that you can get
World
worse
War II is like Holocaust
is if you went World War One, if you had like really runny shits because of the trenches and stuff. But other than that, it's World War One or World War II, baby. I mean, otherwise your shits ain't got nothing on that. I mean,
do we know any history buffs that aren't Blaze?
Dude, I'm into history. What's up?
You're in history. We're all in history. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna message Adam. Maybe he'll get back to us by the end.
No. What, Adam for history? Get out of here.
He was actually a history minor in college.
Shh, stop it, Evan. We're just trying to.
Well, just because he has history with a minor doesn't make him an expert, but.
Just because he has history with a minor. Rusty with the knockout punch. Rusty with the knockout punch.
Holy shit! Any fight, dude. I got
take back anything I said.
Minus 300.
Rusty's the head of the podcast right now.
God.
Despite being honest.
I'm texting Adam.
Lost it.
I'm texting the Nutman.
Now I'm back to being the head of the podcast.
All right, that's fine.
I was about to change the thumbnail to Sweet
brain.
Heat
It was
with Rusty and Geoff. What the fuck, man? You just lost it, dude.
Dude, I was like thinking about how like even if it was like the rule wasn't to do it alphabetical, I just feel more comfortable with your name being first. I don't know why.
What in the podcast thing?
Yeah. It just feels less like having it be end Rusty makes it feel like I just have to throw taglines on things, and I like that.
Rusty and Geoff just sounds like a
Doesn't sound
fucking
good.
weird video game. You're like, oh, what's it about? Like, oh, it's like a Ratchet and Clank knockoff.
Yeah, but it's like a Korean Ratchet and Clank, and like they just don't like the translation didn't come through.
And Geoff. Rusty and Lazer Snake.
Rusty and the Laser Snake, dude. I'd listen to that radio show. Are you kidding me?
Dude, that'd actually be so fire. Do you need qualifications to have a radio show anymore, or no?
No. Grandma once had this like ham radio thing that you could use to talk to truckers, and we would just like do a fake radio show for truckers that would come by.
That's not the same thing.
Those you do need licenses and stuff to be using, actually.
Was that illegal?
Yes. You need like full FCC licensing to go over a certain amount of range.
I don't think
yeah.
you put on a radio show. I think that if they drove through the area, it came on and they changed the channel. I don't think you like put on a show and had active listeners. Like I think literally you did drive by radio.
That's like saying the insane guy in the park with the megaphone is putting on a show. It's like, no, you didn't go to dinner theater, dude. You walked through the park and a guy called you a homo. Like
nobody approved of this.
Yeah, let me text Nut Daddy. Vietnam or WW2.
What were you saying? What was the more vicious war?
I said horrifying, but yeah.
Horrifying is a good word.
Yeah, World War II all day.
Dude, a Holocaust.
The fuck?
I mean, a super Holocaust.
No, dude, in the Vietnam War, they were hiding in the woods and like fucking jumping out and gutting you and then going back into the dust, dude.
Do you think guerrilla warfare was invented in Vietnam?
Kinda.
It was not. It was invented in the French and Indian War. What are you talking about? That was the whole thing. Is the British came out and did the whole fucking, we're gonna stand in a line, and we were like, what if we fucking hid in trees, dog? That's what we were doing.
Yeah,
that was invented.
That was jungle mode, dude.
What do you think was happening in Poland when fucking
Blitzkrieg?
No, they were going through the cities, man.
Dog.
Oh my goodness.
No, but I thought guerrilla warfare is when you're on your turf and you fucking hide out and you just have booby traps like fucking Team Rocket style.
Any kind of built up, like even if it was suburban, it would be technically guerrilla warfare if you were fighting at a shop, right?
Well, yeah, it doesn't have to be in the woods. It just has to be at your turf.
If I hid in your closet right now and jumped out and punched you in the face, that's guerrilla warfare because y'all didn't know I was there. Like I'm gonna fuck you up, dude. Like
no, dude, that's not.
It's buildings,
oh man,
it's trees.
So if I broke into your house right now and the cops came, I'd be like, no, officer, you don't understand. This is guerrilla warfare.
I would not recommend it. Unless you wanted to eat a fucking Japanese sword right to the goddamn trachea. Because that's the kind of energy I'm bringing. Do I have a Japanese sword? Wouldn't you like to know?
You got Japanese steel, dude?
Find out.
Do I have Japanese steel? Don't even try me. I have Japanese steel literally within arm's reach of me.
Dude,
right now.
I'm picturing you as fucking Uma Thurman and Kill Bill. You're just like, I have a rat problem that requires Japanese steel. And they're like, oh, you're a very beautiful woman.
I mean, he would have to trade shirts with you first to be Uma Thurman in the movie.
I can't even believe you.
Dude, I'm gonna adjust your vibes in a second.
I can't even believe you think that the Vietnam. I will say, all right, in Devil's Advocate, to give Rusty a little bit of love here, that is the only war that we lost.
We lost. Thank you.
However, Evan, answer me this.
Oh wait, hang on. I forgot about the Pacific Theater. You're right. The Pacific Theater was fucking nuts, dude. My grandpa was at Iwo Jima, and that shit was guerrilla warfare also. There was people still hiding in Iwo Jima like 10 years ago. Wait. Like the last
Hold on.
came
We're
out.
talking about vicious. And I know that you're saying because, Vietnam was terrible, lots of people
Definitely
died.
Vicious.
It was definitely vicious.
It's the most glorified war in American history, especially in cinema.
However, there was World War II where we dropped 2 nukes. That's as vicious as it fucking gets.
Hey, which war had Hitler in it?
The second one.
I win. It's not
even a Vietnamese Hitler, like just because he had a funny little mustache, just because he wasn't Charlie Chaplin around.
Are you telling me that the American history books would skew information? Because we only know of one bad guy, and if anything, Stalin might have been worse. However,
Stalin was worse.
They were both in my war.
So was Chairman Mao. Chairman Mao was worse than both of them, I think.
Name me one Vietnamese leader. Do it.
Where's Chairman Mao from? I don't know.
Do it and you win if you can name me one Vietnamese leader. And if you look it up, I see your eyes right now. Look it up, and I swear to fucking God. But if
man,
up,
hey Siri, what's a scary Vietnamese leader?
Yeah, right. You don't have an iPhone. It's probably.
Hey Siri.
Hey Siri was the correct answer. I can't believe you got that.
Wow.
Yo, she probably is running shit over there right now.
Dude, I think I won. I think.
All right. Which one had Hitler? I'll give you that.
And Stalin.
I've been sitting on that point for about 6 minutes, but we kept getting derailed, and I was like, I got the fucking.
Dude,
I got checkmate
honestly,
ready to roll.
Put that in your pocket. Like, that's just a good line to break out for things. Like, you know what I mean? Like, which porno is worse? I don't know, man. Which one had Hitler in it? Like,
yeah,
you don't.
You know what my go-to's been lately is instead of doing the Michael Scott, like that's what she said. Anytime somebody like mention, I don't even know like anything, I just go, that was actually my nickname in college. So
that used to be my bit.
No, it was not your bit.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, that's a good bit, dude. I didn't know that you did that, but it's a good bit. Just somebody being like, holy crap, dude, look at that jet ski ramp. That's a great launch point. Launch point. That was my freaking nickname in college. Am I right? You know what I mean? Just hitting anybody with like, oh, dude, can I get a chunk of ice? Chunk of ice, dude. That was my nickname in college. So
I retired it because my girlfriend she hated it and she would make fun of it and she fucking owned me. We were at Fright Fest. We were in line to get on the little swing things, and I was like, man,
stop. You were where and about to do what?
Six Flags Fright Fest, in line to get on the swing things. The swings.
Okay, so you were at the Funplex and you were about to jump on the swings. Okay.
No, I was at Fright Fest to get
Six Flags. Was it great adventure?
Shit.
All 6 of them, baby.
I don't know. Let me check. Let me see the history books real quick. Are swings scary? No, they're not. Swings aren't scary.
Yeah, but and neither were the zombies, really. In fact, there was one that we went to that they must have all been on break because it was one guy who was taking secret doors and going to the next room, and we were like, "We just saw you, dude. Same guy."
Boo! I hear the same affliction in your voice.
Boo!
Afflection in your voice?
Inflection, yeah.
I just said affliction like a fucking tap out t-shirt, dude. Like a fucking old school MMA. Dude, I hear that affliction in your voice.
Yeah, dude, you're having trouble with your wife. You're sleeping on the couch, I can tell, dude.
Get over here, baby. Come suck this laser snake.
So we're getting in the line to get on the swing.
Comedy. Sorry.
And I fucking I just go like, oh man, that's so scary. All you got is that little crotch strap. And she hit me with, wasn't that your nickname in high school? And I was like, oh man, and I retired it.
Well, you were defeated. I have yet to be defeated.
Yeah, that's true. You can pick up the sword.
Am defeated. I might be undefeated right now.
If I just got slaughtered by Vietnamese Hitler, I would expect you to pick up my sword and go fight some guerrillas for me, you know?
His name was Gandhi, dude. That's one of my favorite lines in Fight Club when he's just like, if you could fight anybody in history, who would it be? And he's like, Gandhi. You're like, that's a good answer.
His name was Gandhi. I mean, I have no idea what he did to the Vietnamese. I've never heard any tales of his time in the jungle. One of my favorite lines in It's Always Sunny is when it's like, oh my God, reminds me of when I was in Nam. It's like, you were in Nam? And it's like, yeah, he was in Nam in 1990. Beautiful country. Like,
oh, what was that? What's that? Was it Zach? I don't know what movie it was, but it was a Zach Galifianakis movie, I believe, when he was just like, what happened to your uncle? He died in World War II. Oh, really? Or it died in like whatever it was. He's like, oh, really? Like in Germany? He goes, yeah, he was just visiting, skiing accident. And you're like, what? you're like, I mean, he was there during it, but yeah, I mean, I don't know.
It's like the Chris Ranazizi. Excuse me, Steve Ranazizi.
It's Aziz Ansari.
They both had something to do with 9/11. Oh shit.
They both had 8 Z's. Oh man, wait, I was about to say my Z thing and your joke went under the radar for a second, but Jesus Christ. Let's take a second and go back to that.
We don't have to. We can keep this Boulder, Indiana Jones forward, dude.
You know what's hilarious is Aaron, we just finished Parks and Recreation, and Aaron's like, I do not like Aziz Ansari's character, and I was like, yeah, no, it's just him in real life, I believe.
Yeah, well, that's what's so funny is when he had that Me Too thing, everybody was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. And I'm like, how can you not believe that he's a creep who doesn't have a lot of experience with women and is just a fucking bad date? Like,
there was nothing nothing more annoying.
He literally describing that, like that Me Too in particular, it sounded like you were describing his character on Parks and Rec. Like, he was like, let's fuck, baby. And she's like, how about I suck your dick instead? And he's like, cool. But then we fuck, and like...
And he goes, treat yourself. Dude, no. There was nothing more annoying in the entire world than people being like, oh, Aziz, I'm sorry. And you're like... Dude, like I saw a joke
I mean, I've
earlier.
never made that face, but...
Dude, no, I saw someone earlier, and I don't really know them personally, but it was a terrible joke, where it was just like, it's ironic that that Danny Masterson's name is Hyde, because that's exactly what he'll be doing in prison. And you're like, oh.
I will say, right when the story broke, Jared Little did comment on someone else's, you can run, but you can't hide. And it felt like a throwaway. I think on someone else's, but going out of your way to post that joke on your own.
They screenshotted their own tweet and put it on Facebook to be like, did you guys see what I said though? Did you guys see what I said though? Not even just made a status. They're like, but did you see what I did on Twitter?
Dude,
you guys follow me there.
I can't stand when people do that, because like, especially the idea of putting it from Twitter to Facebook. No, I don't like. We have some friends who do it, and it's fun. And sometimes they're good lines. Yeah. But a lot of times, to me, it feels like when you put it onto Facebook from Twitter, it's like, hey, I know you guys are stuck here in the past. Here's my message from the future on Twitter, which you're not on, pussy. It's like, dude, half of us follow you on Twitter too. Like, you don't need to do this. Nobody is following you on Facebook because they're a fan of your comedy. It's because they met you.
Can set it up that every tweet you send will become a status on Facebook.
Facebook does hide those, though. It does hide those.
No, really?
Yeah, when I
it's Twitter.
Yeah, when I do it from Instagram to Facebook, it'll like get 0 likes on Facebook. It won't show up at all.
Goddamn Fuckerberg, dude. A little piece of shit.
Dude, you should tweet that and then post it on Facebook and then tag Zuckerberg.
Do you think that I'll get like more friends? I could get more friends, I think.
Friends are like fans that are family.
Oh my God. Dude, when people like my status, I feel like complete inside, because other than that, I've had such a shitty life. It's been sad.
You just hit this weird lighting where you look like Gerard Butler for a second.
If I showed you guys my stomach, you would disagree, but I appreciate that a lot.
No, I'm pretty sure they airbrushed his stomach on too. Just give yourself about 5 minutes.
Like a Whopper, dude. Yeah. They did him up like a Whopper. They put the tanning and
the only thing that's not green screened in that movie is that man's face. That's about it. That's the only thing that's green screened.
They painted the glistens onto his pecs. They didn't even get like the sweat. Like,
oh yeah, no, that whole thing was a CG fest.
He was like a wicker chair down there, dude.
Did you see his complaint about being in 300?
Oh.
Where he's like, the biggest issue for me is
sharing the screen with that much cast.
The biggest issue for me was, when I hook up with girls, they expect me to have that same exact body, and I don't. And you're like, oh, I'm sorry. Is the biggest issue for you that you now are able to hook up with any girl you want to because you were painted as a fucking comic book superhero?
Because somebody made a catfish dating profile for you? Like, oh, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. You're already in the door. And that's what I call vaginas now.
I look like an immortal Gerard Butler?
Yeah.
Mixed with a werewolf?
Yeah.
Here's the deal. I saw my mum recently for like one of the first times in quarantine. I'm not even gonna fuck around. If you even try to remotely make fun of me for calling her my mum, I will literally drive to Philadelphia and fuck you up.
I just like the segue. I'm just appreciating this. So you're saying I look like an immortal, like Spartan werewolf? Because I was talking to my mum the other day, and she said, Jeffrey.
I haven't seen her really since before quarantine. So we had like a family barbecue for like Father's Day. And I came over and my mom just looked at me, and she's, pretty straight up about things. So, like I get a lot from her, and she's just like, what's up with you? Why do you look like a gorilla man? And I go, what? And she goes, you look like a shitty Geico commercial. And I was like,
you look like guerrilla warfare, dude. Like, please hide in the bushes. Like,
I'm on the cover of the new Call of Duty Guerrilla Warfare.
Right, if they went back to caveman times, because that's pretty much what she was saying. Is that fucking Geico commercial? But
imagine like seeing your mum in like one of the first times in a long time during a pandemic that targets mums, and being like, "I'm so glad to see you," and she's like, "What the fuck has gotten into you, dude? Go see a barber. I will pay for your haircut."
Here's a 20 to go.
You look like you came in with a picture of like Keanu Reeves, but like from a scanner darkly, and we're like, make me this.
There's a super big vacant spot in comedy now for long-haired bearded guys after one was maybe announced as a pedophile. So I'm thinking I'm going to take the reign.
As the new pedophile?
As the new kid on the block.
Don't go hit up OBGYN Junior or whatever.
Did you see? I don't want to get too much into the Crystalia thing just because it is what it is, but fucking
yeah, it's already been touched, if you know what I mean.
God, did you see they're removing the Hulu? They're removing that Workaholics episode, which I understand, but boy, is that a great episode! But
it's the second best one in the show.
It's the only reason I knew who Crystalia was.
Huh? What's the first best
episode?
One?
College flashback one.
Ah, okay. All right.
Dude, I didn't know you were gonna. Oh, dude, sorry, I was jerking off. I didn't know you were coming in. It's moving day. Dude, flashback to the day is the best.
Why don't you head to the snack shack and get daddy in there?
Yeah, why don't you direct yourself to the snack shack and get daddy in there? Why don't you? We want you to be the understudy. Why don't you study under my nutsack?
Life's a stage. Smoke weed till you die.
Tina, like from the movie, you should totally cast him in that Miserable Lesbians play.
That's the best one. That's the best one.
Topher's right there. But
yeah, no, it's close. It's close. It's a huge drop off for me after those two. There's like some moments, but like
Shrooms episode and the Acid episodes, I think, is up there.
It's one of those, the Catherine Zeta-Jones one.
Catherine Zeta-Jones, she deeps beneath lasers.
Is that one of those?
Yeah, it's the Shroom episode.
Okay, yeah. I like the Shroom one. I don't like the Acid one. I don't like when places. I don't like.
Oh, I like the Acid one.
Nah, dude, because it feels like a cartoon of fear and loathing.
Like I can't open my safe with my muscles. That's a good one, Durs.
No, the lines are good. I just I hate when things like they're like, oh, I took drugs and now you look like lizards and everything's melting into my mom. Like
Acid, you can get away with. It's when they smoke weed and they're like, oh my God, my friend turned into a bear. And you're like, what? What are you talking about? Like, maybe your friend turned into like a fucking burrito at best, but like, there's no way he turned into a bear.
You don't frighten yourself when you're
maybe
on weed,
you pictured what it would be like to be like married to him, but like you didn't you wouldn't do it. Like you would just be like, hey, like, honey, I'm home. Like,
did you see the Brian Callen, Brendan Schaub reaction?
The one where he's crying?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I heard it's the cringiest thing ever.
Oh, you haven't seen it? Because I thought you definitely nailed the whole thing. So Brian basically just goes on the whole thing, and I'll go on record to say I know Brendan can be whatever. I like Brian a lot. I think he's really funny, and he puts on a pretty solid live comedy show. He was just like, listen, like I've never been on the road with him. I don't know him. The best thing you could say here is you just don't know what happened. And Brendan's just sitting there being like, I can't talk. I'm mad and I can't talk. And he just keeps like pushing the microphone away and crying.
No, you had all day to compose yourself. It's not like.
Did you see what the Real Ass podcast did? Fucking
no,
Louis
I haven't.
J. Gomez.
I am not
Louis
up to
J.
date.
Gomez and his I don't know the guy's name, but the guy who he does the podcast with, he's like a heavier set guy, and like I know like he does like wrestling, and Lemaire did a video with him one time, like him and Chris Scott.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah. He basically, I didn't even catch it at first, but they're just going into this thing where it's like they basically start reenacting that whole thing. And he's like, listen, we're going to talk about the news today. I know everybody wants to know about it, and all I can say is I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I don't know who started Tournament of Laughs on TBS, but it is one of the worst things I've ever seen. And the guys later, they just start using that. The guy's like, and listen, I've never known Tim Dillon to be funny, but, and Louis J. Gomez keeps chiming in. He goes, I just can't. And dude, they just like reenact it so perfectly where somebody even commented, holy shit, Louis J. Gomez versus Brendan Schaub in a fucking MMA match. And you're like, I mean, I guess, but it was funny because I just figured, I was like, I don't know.
So wait,
was
he crying because is he crying because he's defending D'Elia and he's crying that the media would do this, or is he crying because he can't believe that his friend did this?
I think probably just like that Chris is like a mentor figure to him. You know what I mean? And then not only that,
like, he's crying, like, dude, he's sobbing his eyes out. He's like, I learned everything from Chris, and now like I'm probably gonna start messaging girls because like that's what he did.
It's so funny.
I don't wanna.
People always bring up the same thing, and it made me mad when people are like, "Oh my God, Chris played his own character in You," and you're like, "Oh, shut the fuck up, dude. That's easy and hacky, and get out of my fucking news feed." You're a comedian.
Easy and hacky to make that joke, but like,
however,
it is kind of wild to think about what if the allegations are true, but like what's going through his head as he plays that. Like, does he think he got away with it, or does he think they're onto him?
It's so easy. You know, I have a comparison that's spot on for this moment. When people are like, "Oh my God, but he played 2 pedophiles." It's like, yeah, bro, to throw you off the trail. You ever heard of Chael Sonnen? You're on steroids. But Chael, you're on steroids. You guys got me. I was trying to fucking get you guys. I was trying to get you guys to not pay attention to me. Dude, that's exactly what it was. He's just sitting there being like, dude, yeah, I played a pedophile. You guys really think I'm a pedophile? But listen, whatever the allegations are, it's super shitty. You shouldn't be that person. When a bunch of your friends are coming out saying like, we don't approve of what you did, that's fine. It's the like 24-year-olds out there who are like, one time Chris hit me up too, and you're like, nobody gives a fuck about you.
Yeah.
It's not about you. You're just bragging that you slept with him or something, or that he was interested in you at one time. One girl shared a thing, and she was like, when I was 22, he tried to get me to come up to his hotel room, and I said no, so I drank at the bar, and I charged all my drinks to his room. And you're like, bitch, do you think what are you doing, a high five? People are seriously gone through some, terrifying shit. A man in power potentially was, abusing that power in a sexual way. That's terrible. Anybody over, 16, 17, anything like that, that's terrible. If you're 22 and you didn't want to hook up with him, nobody gives a fuck about you. Nobody cares, and if anything, you're ruining everybody else's story. Just because you had a class with the teacher who is fucking students doesn't mean that you got any. Like, here's the thing: if Chris D'Elia was a teacher fucking students, it would not be that big of a story.
That's true. Also, a teacher from my high school I didn't know this actually. He got canned like 2 years ago. Because he apparently, I never had him for English. I was in, advanced English, whatever. But he would teach like Huck Finn, and he would teach the kids the difference between the N word with an A and the N word with a hard R, and like the history of both of them. And he is a white. The history of both of them? Yeah. So the A came in when modern hip hop became a thing. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the man named Snoop D-O-double-G, but they found it a little difficult. What history lesson? Was this guy black? No, he is a punk rock ass white. I don't want to say too punk rock. He likes like Black Flag and shit. He's got tattoos, mohawk. That's great. Plays Black Flag too, but it's not. Plays bass in a band. Here's the thing: it's
punk rock as it gets.
Dude, there's a bunch of like fucking privileged little like white kids who are like, he was one of the only teachers who got me, and blah 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 blah. He shouldn't have been fired for this. He's done this for years. People are so sensitive now, and it's like, yo, he was fucking students when I was in high school. And these kids know that too, but they're like, whatever. Those girls never cared, but this is a travesty. I actually was very intrigued by what Whitney Cummings was gonna say, only because they've been friends forever, and Chris D'Elia literally played her husband in a TV show, and I thought she just said it well. She just said, "Listen, in a scenario where there's an adult and a child, I think the adult has the responsibility to be the adult in this situation." It's really not. I agree. It's not much bigger than that. I will say,
I liked, Chris crushed it on stage. He was a great comedian. His off-field issues are a separate thing, similar to Louis C.K. However, Louis C.K. was never a pedophile, so Chris D'Elia is definitely worse than that. However,
it's like the opposite of a drug charge. It's like the more drugs you have, the less of a problem, the more of a problem it is. But like the younger that girl is, the more of an issue.
I just think
he got caught with
you can tell if somebody's guilty by their statement.
What was his statement? All right, so this stuff is actually very hard to Google about because it's not, but it is because there's so many fucking like BuzzFeed Garbo like just clickbait things about it right now that I don't know.
It up, Ev. I don't know if you are, but I can fucking.
Yeah. What do you guys want me to get?
No, I got you right here. I already found it. First of all, here's the deal. He made a statement to TMZ, which was a terrible mistake.
Yeah,
because TMZ is going to use the worst picture possible for your fucking thing, dude. They'll use the worst picture imaginable. They should have never made a statement to them. This is his statement, and you tell me what you think.
He's like, they're Schrodinger's girls, dude. Until you ask their age, they both are and are not 18.
I know I have said and done things that. Oh, wait, no. Oh, yeah. I know I have said and done things that may have offended people during my career, but I have never knowingly pursued any underage women at any point. All of my relationships have both been legal and consensual, and I have never met or exchanged any inappropriate photos with the people who have tweeted about me. That being said, I really am truly sorry. I was a dumb guy who absolutely, in all caps, let myself get caught up in my lifestyle. That's my fault. I own it, and I've been reflecting on this for some time now, and I promise I will continue to do better. Hey, bud, you didn't have to say that you were caught up in the lifestyle. Absolutely.
It's your lifestyle. You guys wouldn't get it. It's my lifestyle. Puts me around a lot of small children. I don't know if you know this about comedy clubs. Underage girls love comedy clubs.
Have I seen Chris D'Elia live? Yes, I have. I've totally gone to his show before in Los Angeles.
Did the Wiggles open up for him? Absolutely.
No, he opened up for Bill Burr, basically. That was still a sick show. I don't even care. At the time, I saw like Brett Morin, Tim Dillon, Chris D'Elia, and Bill Burr like in one show. It was pretty fucking fresh. And it was $20.
God, that is a sick lineup. I hope that doesn't become like a hit list of like God,
that would kill me. Just because I love Bill so much. I love Bill Burr.
I don't think he has a rapey bone in his body.
I don't think so. I think if somebody said something like that to him, they're like, how about that fucking girl right there? He'd be like, dude, she's 16. Okay, what are you doing? She's 16 years old. What are you fucking?
He would literally say that about like a 30-year-old chick, though. He'd be like, "What? Wait, she got the new iPhone? What? Am I supposed to be into that?"
That's because Bill's 79 years old in like a 50-year-old's body. He was 50 when he was 26.
Yo, you're so right about that D'Elia statement though, because I keep thinking about it now, and like that statement, if it doesn't start, "I want to die right now," you did it wrong. Like,
if I was accused of anything falsely, I don't care what lawyer, manager, agent, anything said to me, I would go, that's wrong, that's bullshit, I'll fight it till I die. I'll fight it till I die.
Here's my thing, and I was thinking about this, and this was a while ago, then it came up again with this whole Chris D'Elia thing. Right now, why, when you say sorry about something, this is something that I think that everybody needs to, to keep as a thing in life. Saying sorry about something is admitting guilt. If beforehand, if it's not after the fact, and you're saying, I'm sorry you feel that way, i.e. the Kobe situation, where it was a misunderstanding when it came out. I mean, if we know, and he apologized for the person's feelings, that's as far as you can go. To say that I'm truly sorry and I was a dumb guy is kind of admitting that like you did shit. Like you're saying, I'm sorry for fucking up, of admitting, but you don't say that. The furthest that I would ever go, and it's after everything is said and done, is I'm sorry for the hell that this whole situation has put people through.
Yeah, but you don't
go further than that.
I did not do anything. I did
not touch anybody.
If you listen, if you see these statements, man, Dude, anybody who has a politically correct, well-written statement, bro, the more like educated you sound in your statement, the more guilty you are. If Chris Elliott tweeted out, ha 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 ha, nah, I would have been like, I believe him. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if he was like, ha ha ha, ha
well,
bitches be crazy.
All right, so
like,
I don't want this to sound like I'm defending DeLeon anyway, because I think this is pond scum laser snake bullshit all the way through. Fucking yeah, no, but I just feel like there's such an art to apologies nowadays that like I think he lost track of the fact that like he's so busy trying to check these boxes and not offend this person and that person that he missed the part where you say you didn't do it. You know what I mean? Like it literally feels like they edited out any like he wrote an apology and they were like, all right, now like control F all of the words like it wasn't me and delete them from it. Like I don't know, dude.
Imagine being a director who like cast Chris in a movie and it takes a couple months to get the post-production done and you got to worry. Imagine being a director and you got to worry about cancel culture where you're like, son of a bitch, I just had that Danny Masterson film shot and edited and everything and nobody's going to want to watch that shit. When somebody had a Kevin Spacey movie coming out and they're like, God damn it. Why couldn't this come out like 8 months later?
Straight to video.
Dude,
Straight to video now.
Do you think there's like insider trading in like Hollywood where it's like they all know what each other are up to, you know what I mean? And it's like you start noticing that somebody's not really getting cast as much and it's like, what do they know? What's about to come out? Because what's Chris D'Elia done since you? Like, what's he done since you?
He's had a lot of specials come out.
He didn't do a lot.
He's never been
acting anyway.
Big on acting.
So.
He's been always specials.
But you know that's a bad example then. But I wonder if like people stop booking people like Danny Masterson had The Ranch, but after he lost The Ranch,
like 6 people got canceled just during the Black Lives Matter protests, and like it's kind of just been like, are you trying to derail the Black Lives Matter movement, or do we just not give?
Or are you trying to? Are we derailing pedophiles, or are we derailing black people? Because one of those things I'm really into.
They tried to cancel J. Cole. They tried to cancel J. Cole.
I saw that.
My man's like always at all the rallies. He's always saying the right thing.
He did have a bad take, not a cancelable take, but it was a pretty bad take.
He admitted something that he should never have admitted. Everybody's like, J. Cole's so woke, and he's like, yeah, dog, I don't read about the issues. And you're like, no, whoa, dude, we've been taking everything you say as fact.
Well, yeah, but that was connected to the song he did about No Name, right?
Yeah, but like, I don't give a fuck either way. I'm gonna listen to J. Cole's music over that bitch's music any day of the week. Any day of the week.
Yo, while we're speaking of evil people, I do want to let you know that the Nutman did get back to me.
Nutman, the Overwatch fella?
No, Adam Nutter.
Oh. I thought you said Nutman, so I thought.
Yeah, I was assuming. Yeah.
He said that
whatever he says, I already won, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Wow, good question. I don't know. And I said, flip a coin. It's important. And he said, well, I guess World War II, because it was a legit global threat. Vietnam was just a bullshit proxy war.
Tell Adam that Geoff was right despite not knowing anything.
He said that he could argue that Vietnam, like he said, all right, it comes down.
Devil's advocate all day. What's the answer?
Well, what he's saying is that World War II is a more legit war where we were actually fighting as a country and we wanted to be fighting. But Vietnam, like, could be considered worse because it didn't need to happen. So, like, you know,
that's not more horrifying. That was the question.
Well, yeah, but you know what's more horrifying? Like, you know, never mind. I'm not going to do this analogy.
You fucking Muppet. I don't understand where else your brain can go. I'm sorry.
Would you rather have to kill your parents because it's a real war, or kill your parents just because, you know, they're in Vietnam or whatever?
Adam is going on record to say that Geoff doesn't know what he's talking about, but he tries really hard. And I appreciate that about him because I think that's super accurate. However, you need to tell him that Geoff was right in this scenario, and I need him to form a specific apology to me for not knowing anything. So.
All right, we started off this cast talking about rap. We talked about racism. We talked about wars. We talked about gynecology. I don't think either of us are qualified for any of this.
I'm super qualified.
You're the only one who creeped her behind a gynecologist's office for like years.
Yeah, dude, I'm
I
Japanese.
was creeping. I was looking at plants.
I'm Japanese Jesus, and I'm Italian.
Japaneses?
I'm Japanese, baby.
Yo,
and I'm fucking Italian.
You look like if some like crazy Italian grandma, like you look like if your mama made a Jesus out of meatballs and then served it at the barbecue.
I will say my mama is not Italian, but I appreciate that.
You look like meatball Jesus.
You would know my grandma who's Italian. She's much louder, and I love her with all my heart.
Does she say gravy?
Yeah, we all say gravy.
Oh, yo, speaking of racist Italians, all right, so crazy idea. I want to get your thoughts. I think we should take the Rizzo statue and the Columbus statue and put them in the Mummers Museum. Thoughts?
Yeah, I'll level with you. Nobody liked that take on Facebook.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Nobody liked it. You know why? It didn't make any sense. You know the Mummers is like an Irish thing, right?
Yeah, but it's racist thing is what I was going for.
It wasn't. We've gone over this before.
What if we had a
It was like actually like the complete opposite of that. It was
There's only two people in one party, and if anything, listen. The only reason, if Facebook didn't like it, when you could just literally go, I like that shit. I like that shit. I like that shit. If they didn't like it, we're not gonna like it.
It got like 12.
How many friends you got on Facebook?
Like 500. I keep it small. I keep my inner circle small.
You're not a math guy. How's that ratio looking?
Pretty bad.
Pretty bad. Pretty bad.
You know, the algorithm probably suppressed it now that you mention it.
Here's what we do.
There should be a museum for racists. They could put all the Confederate flags there, and then when you buy a ticket, we know you're racist.
That is a terrible clip. No. I am going to clip that.
No, but then just so we can identify the racists. We can put a museum of underage girls, and then fucking Chris D'Elia will go, and then we'll know.
Here's the deal. Rusty's idea isn't that bad, Evan. We have a Holocaust museum and a Salem Witch museum. We could have a racist museum.
I love it.
However,
yeah, it's a NASCAR Hall of Fame.
Everybody's freaking out about bringing down the Columbus statue and all this shit, and like Italians are like lining up with baseball bats, being weird about shit. Here's the deal. We just can't touch the Rocky statue. That's really all we care about.
It's probably racist.
That's okay.
I think they're making their way down the statues. It's like the Me Too thing. They start with the real ones, and then they start getting to the Aziz Ansari's.
Think, of course, the Rocky statue would be problematic, and I love Rocky. Are you kidding me? The guy went after an awkward girl because it was a complete demonstration of how boxers have CTE out the asshole. He's like, "Hey, Adrian!" So you're like, we haven't even watched the fight yet. We haven't even seen him throw a punch.
To be fair, for Mr. Stallone, and for us too. I think the Rocky statue is fair. The
best part of Italian history,
we can't understand him. Character. Nobody can understand him. So even if he tried to be racist, we'd be like, what? And then the subtitles could just be changed, and that's it.
Imagine Brokeback Mountain, but starring Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger, and they're just trying to be romantic cowboys, and you can't understand what they're saying.
I'm actually
I can't give that to you though, just because it's an Aries Spears joke.
That's gross.
Is it?
Oh no.
Well, all right. In credit to me, do you expect me, the stand-up who doesn't watch stand-up, to know a Mad TV star's joke?
I like Aries Spears.
Yeah, but I don't. But I don't watch the stand-ups I like.
He does. It's fair. He does good impressions. So he does. He did the scene in Heat. Did you ever see Heat with Pacino and De Niro?
Yeah, we watched that in class towards the end of the year because my teacher wanted to put on whatever he wanted to put on.
That's awesome as shit. Dope. Actually, that's a great teacher. Yeah. He's probably the one. He sounds cool. He's probably the one fucking kids. You can clip that. It is what it is. It's all jokes, people. But no, he does the whole scene, and then he basically says, he's like, could you imagine that same fucking scene with Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger? You wouldn't be able to understand a goddamn thing.
Wait, it's literally the same joke?
You did the same joke.
Well, I mean, all right. I was riffing with the boys.
Here's the thing. Is Aries Spears the best joke writer? No, but he's really good at impressions, so he just figures out who he can do and then makes a joke around that. like
a Family Guy joke, just like assembled in pieces.
That being said, I like Aries Spears stuff because his impressions are so good that it actually works out, and I am entertained by it, which is what I need to do at the end of the day, just by entertain. I'm not going to say he's like a fucking top-notch guy, but you doing the Sylvester Stallone Arnold Schwarzenegger comparison, the duo of those guys being the most
I'll say he's a better guy. Better guy than Chris D'Elia. He's not nearly famous enough to be as bad a guy as Chris D'Elia.
I would agree. It is funny. I like Tim Dillon's takes are always just the funniest to me. Like he's like, say what you want, Chris D'Elia always killed on stage. All you motherfuckers coming at him right now that weren't affected by this are just sad because you don't have the work ethic and talent to crush on stage like he does. You're like, I mean, I guess that's the take you want to take. That's the take you want.
Oh, I thought you were about to slot a little punchline, like, or he was about to slot a punchline in there. Like, if you're mad you don't have the work ethic it takes to hook up with 19-year-old girls, like.
Tim's first tweet about the whole thing was, he didn't try to fuck me. That was his first tweet about the whole thing. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I always see Mashuli shitting on Tim Dillon. I fucking love Tim Dillon, and I don't care. I think he's one of the best.
He did say that if he wanted me to heal him, then I was gonna have to send some dick pics.
I'm a diamond healer, dude.
I'm hard as a diamond when I'm playing with you.
You better send me those fucking goddamn videos of it too.
Give you like 50 cents.
Yo, what are we at, Ev?
We are at 1 hour, 9 minutes, and 33 seconds.
Oh, I had a feeling we were at 69. I fucking knew it. Can we 69? 60 minutes plus 9 minutes?
Oh, I was gonna pretend to freeze so that you could go out on that somewhat high note. Because if I started talking, I would have already topped it. So.
All right, cool.
Hey,
Flip that. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Peace.
Hey, all right,
69 for my fellas. Mumble.
Yeah. One in the hand, one in the bag, bubbling. Look at the cash coming in. Come get your man, little nigga bugging me. Just see the bag, quit all that jaw jackery. Don't even pass me that, I don't want none of it. These niggas mad about it, had enough of it. Whoa, watch what you saying, how that popping and shaking. Got me hot as a laser.
This has been a DropTent Media production.